been extraordinary and portrayed the first Asian American family on television in The American Girl. Could you describe what the experience was like for you? Because it was actually, critics and others, it was very interesting for its time, and it was the first.
Yes, it was All American Girl. It was in 1994, which was the first Asian American family on television. And actually, I think until now, it still was the only, currently there's a show called Sullivan and Sons, which is on television, and it's a guy named Steve Byrne, who's a Korean American comedian, who was on the show, and his mother is played by Jodie Long, who played my mother on All American Girl. But it was really a tough thing because I was not confident enough to kind of make my way around show business, and part of the problem was they developed the show around me, but then when they saw me on camera, they realized that I don't know why they thought this, but that I was too fat to play the role of myself. So they were like, you have to lose weight immediately, and so I went on this crazy diet, and this was in the 90s. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember Fenfed. It was a drug that was like half speed and half sort of as something that slowed you down. So you would like kind of be even, but you wouldn't have to eat. And it was the best drug. So I took that for several weeks, and I didn't eat at all. And then I exercised like a maniac, and I ended up losing like something like 30 pounds in about 14 days. And it was very detrimental to my health, but I was so desperate to hang on to this job because I thought, I've got to do this for myself, I've got to do this for my career, and I also have to do this because it is the first Asian American show. I can't disappoint, you know, a huge population of people because I am too fat, you know, and it was such a horrible, horrible thing. And I remember I was dating Garrett Wang at the time, Garrett, who was Sulu on Star Trek, not George Takei Sulu, but the middle Sulu. And then he was in my trailer, and we were taking a break from filming, and I started to urinate blood, and it was so scary because also like I'm like urinating blood, but I also like with like this guy that I'm trying to impress. So I was really like, should I tell him that I'm urinating blood? I don't know. And then but it was really painful, and then I had to be hospitalized, and I mean it was a really terrible thing, but I went through all this stuff, and it was all sort of weight related and body related, and then the show was canceled and replaced by Drew Carey because he's so thin. He actually is much thinner now, but then he was not the Drew Carey that we knew, and I realized that this all is really meaningless. That television is sort of fickle, and it kind of goes to what it wants to go to. But that was the era of sitcoms where stand-up comics were kind of writing their fate, you know, where it was like Roseanne Barr or Seinfeld, people like that were, you know, they were looking for the next one. And these networks saw in me the potential of something, oh, we could harness this, but the Asian American community was not as together as they are now, so it was a little bit like, I think the Korean community was really scared because they didn't want somebody as kind of crass and kind of feminist as me speaking out for them. And also, I wasn't ready to deal with any kind of backlash. So there was a lot of backlash on a lot of levels. There was a lot of stuff that was going on that I couldn't control. Like I would do stand-up shows and I would talk about drugs or whatever, sex, whatever, and I would get notes from the network and notes from Disney, who is the parent company, who would say, please do not represent our company like that. And I wasn't ready to be in sort of that corporate world, so I didn't really understand it. I didn't know how to deal with it, and so I didn't really belong. But it was a good thing that sort of propelled me into doing stand-up comedy. And then I came to New York, and then I was here for a while doing a show at the West Bath Theater way downtown called I'm the One That I Want, which was sort of cataloging everything and explaining everything, and that gave me another life as a stand-up comedian, and then I got to produce that as a film and do a lot more.